Live from Fox 39 and your home team. Eyewitness News at 9 starts now.
Deserve this at all.
A Rockford woman who lost her daughter to gun violence in the Forest City shares the impact it's had on their family.
Lots changed in the past year, and so it's great to catch up with everybody.
Organizers of Rockford's open-air Italian market hope the festivities bring a sense of community to their guests. And two presidents, past and present, addressed state party conventions last night, their visions for the country and their promises to their parties. Good evening, I'm Alexis Carpello. Roscoe police are called after a body was found at a local park. Police responded to Kelly Myers Park around 1:40 this afternoon. That's where they found a dead male. Officials aren't sharing his identity until family is notified. Police say there isn't a threat to the public. Now, this is an ongoing investigation. Bullets fly through the air near a Rockford gas station early this morning, hitting one person. It happened at the Citgo on Auburn Street. Rockford police say a 29-year-old male was shot around 1:20 this morning. Officials blocked off the street to investigate for hours. RPD didn't share details of the victim's injuries or information on potential suspect or suspects. A DeKalb woman is behind bars after coming close to crashing into an officer investigating an accident. It happened on Route 38 in Pritchard Road around 11:45 Saturday night. Police say 27-year-old Alexis Austin was passing by an investigating DeKalb County Sheriff's deputy and nearly hit them. Austin had 2 warrants out for her arrest. She was taken to the DeKalb County Jail. The mother of a Rockford woman who was shot and killed on 19th Street in May is speaking out. She opened up to Rachel Perry about the long-term impacts this has had on the victim's 4 kids.
I should not be burying my kid. It's not what I should be doing. It's not what any parent should be doing.
Jordan Thomas was a single mother of 4 kids, all under the age of 10. Her mother, Debbie, says the hardest part is them being forced to grow up without a mother.
The kids are holding in there. The 2 youngest ones, they don't understand. The 2 older ones, they realize and they know that mom's not coming back.
She remembers receiving the life-changing call from a chaplain with the Rockford Police Department.
He started to say, unfortunately, and after I heard the unfortunately, I knew that it wasn't going to be good.
Park says she was told Jordan was shot while inside the home and found laying in the street.
He had explained that she didn't make it. And I collapsed.
Now, Park wants people to understand the impact violence has on families.
Shouldn't have to have told them that their mother was not going to be coming back because there was a bad person that was out there that hurt her and she was not going to be coming back home and that she was in heaven.
A GoFundMe was set up to help Park now raise her daughter's kids.
And I never realized on how many people that cared. Not even about her, but about her kids and about our whole family.
Reporting in Rockford for your home team, I'm Rachel Perry.
Rockford City Council is expected to vote on Monday regarding a new initiative to reduce youth violent crime rates in the Forest City. The Mayor's Office of Domestic and Community Violence Prevention and the Rockford Police Department is looking to develop the initiative. Police tell us after a deep dig into crime stats, they found that kids who experience domestic violence are more likely to become offenders. Monday, City Council will vote on expanding the scope and hiring more staff members to work on those efforts. We'll update you with their decision online and on air. Illinois health officials reports the lowest number of new COVID-19 cases since the pandemic began. 342 residents test positive for the virus, including 37 more people dying. That includes 3 deaths from Region 1. The statewide test positivity rate now sits at 1.4%. Yesterday, over 48,000 residents were vaccinated. Friday, Illinois will enter Phase 5 of the Restore Illinois plan. Under Phase 5, all businesses can operate at full capacity. State health officials still recommend the use of masks for those unvaccinated. Federal mask mandates will also remain for public transit, healthcare settings, and inside schools. A Rockford open-air Italian market welcomes customers back after COVID put the event on pause last year. Lino's on East State hosted vendors for the second annual Pasqua Mercato. The market is named after Lino's restaurant owner's grandmother. From shopping, eating, and listening to music, organizers say the market is dedicated to the idea of family.
We need events like these to keep bringing us back together, and so now that we're edging ourselves out of COVID, to see everybody, to see the vendors, to see our regulars out here enjoying themselves again has been a really great start to see them.
The market will be open every Sunday from now until August. Boone County residents flocked to the downtown area of Belvedere for the second Buchanan Street strolls of the season. Live music accompanied many guests as they strolled past vendors and got a bite to eat at the local food trucks there. Organizers say they enjoy seeing the residents fill the streets.
I think everyone's just happy to have stuff to do again, and with it being outside, there's that extra level of comfort.
You can find the full list of dates on our website, mystateline.com. Former President Donald Trump and President Joe Biden addressed their parties in speeches, coming up what they're promising their parties as well as their vision for the country as we head towards midterm elections.
Not quite record warmth for us this afternoon, but still hot enough, and the humidity goes up too. We desperately need the rain. We've got some of that. A look at where we could and when we could see those rain showers coming up here on the First Warn forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team, with Alexis Carpello, David Greenberg, and Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
Two presidents addressed state party conventions on Saturday with different visions for the country ahead of the midterm elections. Former President Donald Trump promises North Carolina Republicans 2022 will hand the U.S. House back to the GOP. In a virtual address, President Joe Biden assures Wisconsin Democrats he will protect their right to vote to make sure they stay in control. Washington correspondent Jessie Tenor reports on the dueling speeches as she's keeping you connected to the nation's capital.
This was the first time President Trump took the political stage since becoming the subject of further criminal investigations and social media bans. But he made it clear they only fuel his case for 2022.
It's a disgrace what's happening to our country.
Former President Donald Trump picked up right where he left off.
The 2020 presidential election was by far the most corrupt election in the history of our country.
Trump took aim at Democrats Saturday at the North Carolina State Republican Party convention. While he's hinting at running for president in 2024, his focus now is the 2022 midterm elections.
The survival of America depends upon our ability to elect Republicans at every level. Starting with the midterms next year, we have to get it done.
Trump stressed the GOP must take control of the economy, secure the border, and protect the Second Amendment right to own guns. President Joe Biden was talking politics as well Saturday evening. In a pre-recorded speech, President Biden told Wisconsin Democrats his 2020 election was a referendum on Trump.
You showed the world what America is really made of. Standing up against the politics of division and the politics of hate.
President Biden touted his administration's COVID-19 efforts and talked up his proposals to invest in infrastructure and families.
Build an economy from the bottom up and, again, as I said, the middle out, not the top down.
Biden is also laser focused on the midterms and promised to fight Republican efforts that make it harder for some Americans to vote.
Our democracy never needed you more than it needs you now.
A key Democrat, West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin, just revealed today he will not support the House-passed bill that aims to roll back dozens of voting laws passed by Republican state legislatures. So those negotiations continue. In Washington, I'm Jessie Tenor.
Coming up later in sports, the Cubs have had a secret weapon the last couple of weeks. David says he's not looking to cool off anytime soon. Plus, this heat is expected to keep warming up the state line this week. Candice will let us know about any rain potentials in her full First Warn weather forecast. You're watching Eyewitness News at 9.
Now, Your first warm weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Candice King.
It was another hot one for us this afternoon. You might have noticed the humidity going up just a little bit. It wasn't terribly muggy, but next couple of days it'll start to feel a little more comfortable as we pull in that moisture. 78 our temperature in Freeport, 82 in Rockford, Janesville, 79 now in Rochelle, and 81 our temperature in Dixon. Those numbers tonight won't drop off too much as we go through this evening. Dew point temperatures climbing up just a bit last several days. We had those numbers in the 50s, so it felt a little bit more comfortable. But as we pull in that moisture, that's when you're going to start to notice the humidity go up. And as our winds shift more to the south, we're just pulling in that moisture that has been building and mostly confined to the south. Now, one way that we saw that moisture increase was by an increase in the cloud cover we had out there this afternoon, those cumulus clouds that popped up. And we still have a couple of showers out there. Let's head on over here because we'll see some of those showers here as we go through this evening. Very isolated. Had one particular shower pop up across parts of Boone County. That was pretty much it. We've got a few clouds out there this evening, maybe a couple of spits of some sprinkles, and that'll be pretty much it. We'll keep it a dry sky here as we go through the night tonight. But all of this tied into an area of low pressure that has been moving to the north of us, or actually has been to the south of us here this evening. I think we'll head on over to this monitor because this is the computer that I believe that I need over here. We've got this area of low pressure that is down to the south, so the jet stream has been pushed a little bit more up to the north of us, and so that's really kept more of that active flow here up to the north. You see kind of that counterclockwise spin with that area of low pressure. Well, what's going to happen? That low then begins to meander just a little bit here over the next couple of days. You know, I'm not quite sure what I did with the graphics here. Well, we're going to try to get to them. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see what we've got going on. There we go. There's our computer that we need. So what happens is that low pressure system meanders a little bit further north. It's cut off from that main flow. So there's not a lot to really get it going or to really, give us any threat for severe weather. So that's a plus here these next couple of days. And it is going to pull in a bit more moisture. But the fact that we don't have a lot going on in our jet stream pattern, well, that means we're not really going to get a lot of opportunity for widespread rainfall. So we've got these daily rain chances, but the rain is not going to be evenly distributed. The heavy downpours, just because we're increasing that moisture, that will be likely. So there will be some spots these next few days that get rainfall that could potentially be up to an inch or a little bit more, but then there's also going to be areas that don't get any rain for that matter. This pattern that we're in, not necessarily a drought-busting rain, which is something that we need. And beyond this upcoming week, looks like that dry and hot pattern could very well be sticking around. So here we go with future casts. As we go through the morning, we've got the cloud cover. Notice with the heating of the day, we'll start to see some of those showers kind of pop up as we head into the afternoon. As we go through the evening, those showers will begin to fade away. As that low pressure system comes closer to us on Tuesday, that might bring us a little more coverage in some of the rain and thunderstorm activity, and then kind of fade away as we head into Tuesday night. So temperature tonight down to 68. We're up to 89 tomorrow. Even though our numbers slightly cooler than the last couple of days, the heat index will make it probably feel more in the lower 90s. We're back to that 90-degree mark, Alexis, on Friday. Same thing on Sunday of next week, and could see more of those 90s even as we head into the following week.
Definitely looking like a warm week ahead. Thanks, Candice. Coming up next in sports, despite the heat, the Crosstown Classic wrapped up on the golf course. David has highlights from Sunday's final round.
The Bolton Sports Desk with David Greenberg.
The White Sox and Tigers wrapped up their 4-game series this afternoon from Guaranteed Rate. The Sox looking for a series win, the Tigers looking for a split. In the bottom of the second, runner on third with Andrew Vaughn at the dish. That's lined into left. That brings home a run and gives the Sox an early 1-zip lead. Later that inning, Tim Anderson, a couple of runners in scoring position, and both of them would come home on this rip to center field. That pushed the Sox lead to 3. Dylan Cease was on the mound for the Sox. Nico Goodrum takes this hanging breaking ball and skies it to center field. Adam Engel's tracking it at the wall. He leaps and makes the catch. A home run robbery by Adam Engel. Cease was flawless with 10 strikeouts in 7 scoreless innings as the Sox win this one 3-0. With the win, manager Tony La Russa recorded his 2,764th career victory, surpassing John McGraw for the second most wins of all time by a major league manager. Still got quite a ways to go if he wants to catch Connie Mack's 3,731. Cubs are out in the Bay Area trying to avoid getting swept in their 4-game series with the Giants. And by now you've heard the name Patrick Wisdom, and for good reason. This guy's been on fire. This one's crushed the deep center off of Johnny Cueto. That was the second inning. This is the 4th inning with 2 men on. You might think it's the same exact highlight, but it's not. He homers again to center, his 4th RBI and 2nd homer of the game. Wisdom now has 6 homers in his last 7 games, pushing his total number to 7 in just 13 games with the team. Go to the 5th now. Tied at 3-3. Avi Baez, a little jam shot to short, coming home. And it's dropped. Kyle Hendricks scores on a fielder's choice. Everyone's safe. They take the lead, and that was the final. Cubs avoid getting swept and win the series finale 4-3. Over at the Atwood Homestead Golf Course, we had some gobblers on hand for the final round of the Crosstown Classic. Jamie Hogan was in the lead following yesterday's round at Ledges Golf Course after shooting even par 72. It was a tight leaderboard with guys like Justin Sick right on Hogan's tail. Sick really applied the pressure with an impressive front 9, knocking down this putt here at the 8th. Matt Marinaro also in the final group with Sick and Hogan, along with Matt LaMarca. Marinaro reads this putt beautifully from a good distance, gets it to fall. He finished tied for 2nd, but it was Hogan who came away with the win after a round of 77. This putt for par at the 12 helped him bounce back after a shaky front 9. And before I wrap up, I want to stick with some golf for a second and discuss what went down yesterday with Jon Rahm. If you didn't see what happened, here's the video. After arguably the best round of his career, Rahm was approached by 2 officials and told something that ended up dropping him to his knees. At the time, nobody knew what was said and had everyone fearing for the worst, including the broadcasters. Eventually, we were informed that it was Rahm, that he in fact tested positive for COVID. But in my opinion, the PGA should be ashamed of how they handled this situation. With a 6-shot lead, Rahm was forced to withdraw from the tournament. As COVID protocols begin to loosen around the country, the rules for the tour should do the same and should have let him find some way, any way, to defend his #1 spot. That's my take. We'll be right back.
Thanks for making us your home team. Have a great night.